Hey viewers, welcome to another game with the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing a Veigar game because, well, someone asked me to. And Veigar in this case is played by Giaris, or however you want me to pronounce that. And yeah, Veigar is quite an interesting character. Don't think I have any games of him yet, so I'll explain his skills, well, before we actually get going. As you can see, some mana regen as his first item, with of course some health pots, and he is going mid because his Q, I'll discuss the rest later, but the Q actually deals damage as well as gives him extra ability power. Every time you hit a last hit, you get a last hit with your Q, you get one ability power, which means that if you're good with it, you can add another, let's say 150 to your ability power, which is awesome. Because, well, that means that you don't have to get the no defense all AP build. You can just build a little bit more sustainable, a little bit more health in your items, and still get the AP you want. Of course, you can also build completely all AP, and then he becomes even more powerful, but also you die a lot easier, because he is one of those characters that dies quite easily. So whenever you kill a champion, in addition to this, you get one ability power, and that one actually ranks up with levels, so it will be 5 ability power in the end, I think. But yeah, that doesn't really do a whole lot, because you're never going to get like 20 kills in a normal game, or in a game where you're about equal to your opponents. Well, then his W. His W is an AoE damage with some delay on it, and it is described here as a meteor, dark matter falling from the sky, but it's just you select the location and in 1.2 seconds it will do area of effect damage. It's not a big area, it's big damage. So then Event Horizon, which is basically a stun, but not a targeted stun. You make a, what is it, an octagon I think, on the map, and if anyone hits one of the walls of the octagon, you will actually stun them. It combines really well with dark matter because there is a delay of 1.2 seconds and there's a stun of 1.5 seconds, so you should be able to land the dark matter after you land the stun. It does require you to react quite quickly, but if you're good with him, that should be no problem. And then his ultimate. His ultimate is made to battle other mages, and it deals damage. It's a single target nuke, which deals damage equal to a flat amount plus 80% of 100% of your AP. Yeah, I think so. And 80% of the target's AP. And yeah, if you're against him, as Vladimir in this case, you really don't want to build full AP. You really want to make sure that you have a chance to survive his ultimate by building something like Bench's Veil, or at least get something in the form of extra health or magic resist, because Veigar is one of the, well, the really heavy mage characters, so he does a lot of damage. He's a real carry. Just like LeBlanc, basically. He dies really easily, but does a lot of damage. So his innate ability gives him extra mana. For each 1% mana he's missing, he gets 0.75% more mana regen. And that is based on the initial mana regen your character has. Oh, let me show you this. So without the runes, without any items, and at level 1. So basically, your mana regen is going to be increased, but not by that much. That is why he starts off with the Mackie pendant, which is probably going to result in what's it called? This one, the Chalice of Harmony, because it does the same thing as your innate ability does. It also gives you magic resist, and personally I don't like it on most characters. On Veigar against another mage, it is okay-ish. It's very cheap, so that's good. But Veigar is also, yeah, you cannot really choose not to use your skills on the minions, because you have to use your Q on the minions, otherwise you're never going to get the AP you want from it. And he's not doing the best job ever on last hitting the minions, but it is something you need to learn if you want to play Veigar. And you see that the really good Veigar players actually do a lot in the early game with it's actually only 5 sides, so the event horizon, the thing we just saw. But Vladimir obviously can warp through most of the stuff that Veigar can throw at him with his sanguine pool, meaning that it's very hard to stun him, very hard to damage him with the dark matter. The ultimate and the Q are a little bit easier, obviously, because they're just targeted. And now he can actually land his ultimate on Vladimir, because Vladimir just used his pool, and that's the one thing you need to keep in mind when playing against him. If he uses it to get to the minions, like this guy did, or to damage the minions, you should really take advantage of that by damaging him, or trying to stun him, or whatever your character does. Because as long as he doesn't have it, he is a lot more vulnerable than when he does have it. Obviously you have to watch out, because if you're Veigar, you are going to die easily, and Vladimir can do a lot of damage, especially if you have no magic resist. So this is kind of back and forth of two champions farming, and Vladimir, well, he has this lifesteal ability built in, and yeah, he can stay in lane virtually forever if nothing happens, and without a jungler nothing's going to happen, so he's going to get the warning that someone is missing pretty early, I would guess, and that means that is this is a hard lane for Veigar. Obviously he is up against a mage, which is good for his ultimate, but it's so hard to harass Vladimir when he is just, he will just take life from whatever he wants, and it doesn't really matter to him that you damage him a little bit. So harassment doesn't do a whole lot. Of course you should still do it, but yeah, you shouldn't risk your own life doing it. So that's the dark matter, and now we've seen all the skills. The Q is the, what's it called, the silvery ball with spikes. That's the one. At least I think it's not silvery, it's actually kind of purple white. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. So the main thing you need to do as Veigar is to use Q for last hitting as much as possible. Basically, yeah, all the time. And you can use it for harassment as well. It has a pretty short cooldown, but in the beginning of the game, it really is your way of killing the minions. Oh, almost. Yes, very nice. The ignite finishing it off there. And now you can see that he is indeed like LeBlanc. He does a lot of spike damage. He just has a stun instead of all damage spells. So I think this stun doesn't do any damage, no. So it's one of the few skills in this game that doesn't do any damage. Obviously the AP ratios on all of these skills are pretty decent. So the Q is actually, hang on. So he has 41 ability power and it's plus 49, so it's actually more than 1-to-1 ratio. Is that 1.2? I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I didn't feel like looking these kind of things up. You can look them up on the wiki that's made from this game. It is very helpful. It's where I get all of my information. It's maintained very well, and I really recommend you to visit it. I mean, they have all of the champions with all of their abilities and all the items and everything like that, and you can just browse through them, and they have everything. So basically, to me, that is a very nice resource to have, because as a caster I like to keep up with the game, and every time someone points something out that I said wrongly, or well, every time someone points out a mistake I made on one of the champions or one of the items, I will visit their website to see how they changed it in the last patch, for example, because well, they changed a lot and I normally don't read the patch notes. I was planning to do so, but yeah, I didn't really do that yet, so I should probably start that. Yeah, it is of course really useful to know where the big changes are, but mainly the big changes are the ones that they discuss in the patch preview, and I do watch those, and they're very helpful for me to keep informed. But yeah, the small changes can also be very very important. And there we go. So again, the huge spike damage going off, and that is awesome. And 2-0. This Vladimir, yeah, he kind of doesn't understand how to use his sanguine pool, because otherwise he could have escaped both times. If he just kept his sanguine pool until Veigar launches his event horizon, and then just uses the pool to get out of that, because then the dark matter won't hit, the ultimate and Q might still hit, but it's a lot easier to get out of a situation then. But if you're stunned against Veigar, yeah, you're pretty much dead, unless you have sufficient magic resist, of course. So Tear of the Goddess, in my opinion, the best item to start with on Veigar. I do like the Chalice of Harmony on him, but yeah, as I said in previous videos, you should really be able to manage your mana, and not you shouldn't have an item that's solely whose sole purpose is to give you mana, because it's wasting one of your 6 spots, and it is much better to fill that up with just a normal item like a Rod of Ages, or in this case Archangel Staff. And we see a gank coming in from Brand, but Veigar is not really worried. And a very late arrow from Ashe. The Ashe arrow could have been the initiation they needed, because then they would have definitely gotten the kill. And since there's no MIA called... Oh, there might be an MIA, I don't know how long it has been there. But anyway... If they waited for the Ashe arrow to land, then they would have definitely gotten a kill, because Veigar is really easy to kill. And Vladimir going for the standard build, which is not really smart against Veigar. You should really check who you're up against in your lane and then go from there. But yeah, a lot of people just have a standard build that they do for whatever... Yeah, exactly. For whatever situation there is. But now this Veigar is up against I think 2 casters, and well, Sona is kind of a caster as well, but she doesn't have any AP, but she doesn't have any oh, here she is. She doesn't have any defense either. So if you're going Sona and you're going for purely well, I would say an offensive build, then you get this, you get owned. Especially against Veigar. Veigar is really one of those champions that you really have to watch out for. And if you're if you're someone like Vladimir and you just buy the Negatron Cloak as one of your first items, probably your first item after your initial item, which is probably boots or something. then you will be fine for the rest of the game, because it gives you so much protection. Here he now has 23% reduced magic damage, and with the Negatron cloak that would go up to something like 50%, and that is a huge increase, and it will indeed save you in most situations. So Vladimir really thinking he can catch up. Yeah, it's probably safer to not engage right away and stay a little bit back until your ultimate is back up, and then just launch the ultimate. There we go. Oh, actually getting out of the ultimate. I thought it was too late, but okay, nice work. Yeah, unfortunately he's not stupid enough to do that. But this Ashe is coming in, and she's a nice target as well. He draws out at least the flash. Well, really no flash was needed there, but and as you can see, the dark matter helps you a lot in farming as well, but unfortunately you don't get the extra AP for it. You should really just try to get more and more AP with your Q. Unfortunately there's no counter, so there's no like with the oh, what's his name? Nessus. Nessus has a Q that does something like this, and Scion has one as well, but with Nessus it actually says how many times you did that, and I would like to see a counter on this, because, well, it is nice to know whether or not you're doing well in a game, and you can compare it to other games and maybe other people who play the same champion. I mean, we saw one of the games of Hotshot where he plays Nessus, and we saw that he last hit, I think, something like 150 or 200 minions with his Q. And that is just an amazing amount, and to me that was really an example of how much that really is in his overall damage. And that is also where I get my my numbers from. So if I want to be good at a champion, I try to look at these kind of things. So if I take a pro player and see how many times he uses this skill to gain one extra ability power, and then I compare that to mine, and then I see whether or not I'm doing okay. And with Veigar I really focus on that, on the Q, and yeah, I must say it is really hard in the beginning, especially early game when it doesn't do a lot of damage, but also because late game it does a lot of damage, but then you're not using it on champions, you're using it on the minions. Getting another kill there due to the ignite. And 6-0. This Vladimir really should get some AP resist or some magic resist, and that goes for just about everyone except for Ashe. Ashe is smart enough to actually buy something, so well done, Ashe. Because that is what you should be doing, especially against a team like this. Because Aurelia, I think, is partially magic damage. Malphite is magic damage. Veigar's magic damage. Kokmar is for a part magic damage, and Master Yi, well, his Q is magic damage. So even though Master Yi and hang on, who was the other guy? And Irelia might not do that much magic damage, it still is worth it. But if you look at the score, there are 6 kills on this team, and all 6 of them are Veigar. So if you want to buy something defensive, watch the score, watch the amount of kills everyone has in the farm and things like that. And you can see he has the highest farm in the whole game, he has the highest kills in the whole game, so he's the one that you should be looking out for, rather watching for. And So if you're buying something, you should go, yeah, okay, heavy magic damage, so probably magic resists. And of course this Ashe is very unfortunate that she's not up against this Veigar. Because with her Negatron Cloak, there's not a whole lot he can do. Or rather, he does a lot less damage. And especially if you're not getting caught by the event horizon, so you're not running into one of the walls, then it is really hard to land the dark matter. And without that, the damage just isn't enough to kill you. And if you have flash up, you can flash over the dark matter wall, and you're not even going to get killed or get hit by anything, basically. And of course the cooldown on Event Horizon is only 14 seconds at the moment. It is still a good way to get rid of it, because yeah, you're not going to get caught every few seconds, except if you're this brand. But oh wow, Brand doing nothing except putting his ignite on her. That is amazing. So Sona actually saving someone here, so that's her job, and she did a good one. Although, well, she was dead anyway, so stunning Yi was probably the best thing to do, because now Garen could get out. And yeah, they can just take out this turret now. Vladimir coming in, and Master Yi not paying attention at all. Yeah, and that was the wrong way around, because your ultimate as Vladimir helps you get more damage in. It increases all of your damage by 13%, I think. And that should be good enough to get a kill on Veigar normally. Oh, come on, come on, come on! Kill him! Oh, unfortunately he dies. So what was that? Yeah, that was all Brand, so it's probably the innate ability, the Blaze. But 8-1 or 8-1-1, still a pretty decent deal, I would say. Yeah, against someone just wasting an ignite. It is apparently really hard to keep the ignites from getting wasted on your team or on your characters. And yeah, this guy isn't going to get away, is he? No, he's not. But he is going to die for it. Yeah, unfortunately for him. But yeah, the Garen should have probably backed out there if he wanted to live, but he just wanted to kill, so that's good too. And he's just standing around, as Veigar already mentioned. Get the stun, and there we go. So, easy kills by now, because if you're 9-1 and you have 140 million kills at 24 minutes into the game, where your teammates only have like 75 max, then you're doing a good job. You're really fat, and yeah, all in all, it should be easy enough to just get kills. Oh my god, is he going to get killed? Yeah, he is. And yeah, they're going to get Garen here in return, I'm assuming. There we go. So Veigar could have easily gone for a Soul Stealer here. If you're up like, I don't know, he was at some point 4-0. If you then buy a Soul Stealer because you're really fed and you can probably get more kills, then that's the point where you buy a Soul Stealer. You don't buy a Soul Stealer when you're 0-0 or 0-1 or something like that. You buy it when you're already ahead and you know you're more fed than anyone on your team or their team. And yeah, in this case 9 kills, 140 minion kills, it's probably a good idea. Because he could have had a lot of stacks already, even though he died twice now. The Soul Stealer will make you risk a little bit less, so you will actually play a little bit safer normally, because you're going to lose stacks obviously. And yeah, nothing is happening. Yeah, this brand is dead. But now Veigar might be dead, unless his team actually comes in. Nice job on the whole team, but they were a little bit late. And yeah, this guy already used his pool, so he had to wait for like 13 seconds, I think, to oh my god, don't do this. Why? Oh, now he's dead as well. Everybody dies because of the turret. The turret is not that important, guys. Oh, they could have killed the minions and just waited for their minions to push into the turret and then kill the turret. But for some reason, yeah, they wanted to overextend to get this this Vladimir. And I see that Master Yi thought that the turret was already dead, but yeah, it's pretty obvious that it's still there. I mean, I can imagine that if you run through the river and you want to defend here, that you don't know that this turret is still up or down. I mean, I've made that mistake plenty of times, that I go to defend another lane and I don't see it. But if you're on the offensive, then yeah, you should see that. Where are we? We're in mid. So by now the Deathfire Grasp, which is yeah, just an addition to his spike damage, and it adds some mana regen, so that's cool. But it also adds ability cooldowns, which are so much more important in this case. And they're dead. Yeah, not really a chance there. Oh. So it's time to group up with the whole team and kill some enemies, because they might still be 1 kill ahead. It's only Veigar keeping them in the game, and if Veigar is on his own like that, he gets killed. He needs the protection of well, especially these two guys. Oh, these two guys. So the Malphite and Irelia. Because Irelia has a stun, which is circumstantial, sure, but it is still a stun. And yeah, this guy just has a slow and a pop-up on his ultimate, and with all of these skills available, you can definitely protect Veigar. Yeah, as you can see, as long as Veigar stays alive, you will win. Yeah, that was all the way from bottom, so there's not a whole lot I can do about that. Oh, almost getting the kill there. And unfortunately, no stun available from himself. So this turret is now going down. Yeah. And we get a stun on Sona. Sona does get out of there, but she would have gotten out of that without the flash as well, because he didn't have an ultimate. And if he did have an ultimate, he would have used it. So wisely going into the jungle to just do some more farming. Obviously it doesn't take you a long time. In fact, you can do it from here. You can just launch one of the dark matters in there. You can do it over this wall as well. So two of them have to back off immediately or they're going to die, and one of them is going to die because he didn't back off. And yeah, the other one now dies, so that's good. Yeah, that's also the power of Veigar, I think. Veigar is really good at doing a lot of damage to a bunch of people with his dark matter. And as you can see, it's about 800 damage now. And he does have some magic penetration at least, 26 total, and the 15% from the masteries. Or is that runes? I'm not sure. That's probably masteries. Anyway, the dark matter, as you can see, damages everyone except for the ones that have some defense. So this Ashe wouldn't be too scared of dark matter, but all of the rest are without any magic resist. Even though this guy has armor, which is totally useless against Veigar. Well, I guess you can block his basic attack, or part of it. But yeah, Veigar doing a good job of pushing this lane now, and probably going back mid in a second. Because now that this lane is pushed, there's not a whole lot he can do, because he doesn't want to be on his own. You can be on your own to just push a lane and then get the hell out of there. But really you shouldn't be alone. Oh, 4 against 1 here. And there we go. So Sona now with an Oracle. And they are taking Dragon. At least Ashe is taking a Dragon. And they could have easily taken out Ashe here. But no reaction from the team. So that's okay, that's okay. It's not like they could have easily killed him, because, well, Ashe is rather hard to kill. Oh, kill him! Yes! Oh, actually getting that with the... what's it called? Ignite. At least that's his only damage over time spell, so... Oh, nice! Almost getting that, probably going to flash now. Yeah, not in time. Didn't see that, but... and yeah, he's gone. So probably best to spend some time on getting these minions. So endgame. Obviously it is really easy to last hit with the Q, but as I said, you don't want to last hit with the Q most of the time because it does so much damage. And Ashe sneaking up on him, yeah, that's really unfortunate, but there's not a whole lot you can do about that. I mean, it's not like he can plant wards everywhere. But hey, it happens. And they are in a 3v4 situation here, probably. Yeah, the enemy team should have totally engaged here, and instead they just backed off, allowing the blue team to actually get a kill there. But they traded 1 for 1, so they could have easily killed all 3 of them. As you can see, I was really low, and this guy doesn't have any defense except for Wit's End. And Wit's End is only good if you are actually attacking. So it doesn't really do a lot for him if he's retreating, like he was. So Cockmore should have a pretty decent farm as well. Not really. It's really 195 and then the next one is 100. And on the enemy team they have 2 good farmers in Vladimir and Ash. So cooldowns are at 29%, so they could definitely use this 12% increase or something. Oh, 25% increase, wow. And of course the extra mana is always welcome. It's not really needed, because by now he has the Catalyst, he has the Deathfire Grasp, and he has the Archangel Staff. So plenty of mana to go around, but it's always welcome, of course. And yeah, you get 1.5 mana per second. Hey, oh, it says or energy now. Cute. Although mana and energy are really not worth the same thing. I think that energy is worth much more, because you have less of it. I mean, I think most of the energy heroes are at 200 max. And if you then regen 1.5 energy per second, that's a whole lot more than what it is if you're at 2700 mana. So... oh, it's percent, never mind. So the energy is indeed worth more, so it regens less. Because that's only 3 energy per second, that's not a whole lot. It's kind of sad, really. So what are we buying? We're buying the Bench's Veil, which is good on, I think, every character available. And then the Blasting Wand once again, so we are up to 768 ability power, which is a lot, obviously. And yeah, just chasing everyone here, the easy targets being Brand and Vladimir. Oh my god. So that's 782 now. Ability power. Yeah, by now it is one of those days or one of those games where you really want to have either more expensive items to buy or more of these slots available, because Veigar really is running out of slots. It's not a whole lot he can buy anymore. He has one upgradable item, the Blasting Wand, and after he does that, I mean, he now has 1500 gold, and they're not even done with the first inhibitor. They're going to get it here probably. But it's not actually end game now. So he is going to run out of uses for his money. And that is yeah, only in the really high elo games that never happens. But in a lot of games this happens because, well, he's the only one getting the kills. I mean, 18 kills, and the next one is 5, 3, and then 2 of 0. Which is good. I mean, he is a carry, and he can use it pretty efficiently, all of the items. Get out of there! Yeah, not actually scared of the brand, obviously. Going to get another kill here. And yeah, actually running after these two guys, because he would like to have a kill on the, well, really whomever, doesn't really matter. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know where the rest of the team was, but this is not going to work, obviously. That was a really nice attack by Ashe, or a really nice arrow. But if the rest of the team is just running away, then it's just an arrow. I mean, it can be a 4-second stun or something like that. But if there's no one there to do the damage, you're not going to get it. And even though Ashe has some magic resist, by now, that's not enough. And yeah, getting the Void Staff here. And now he's done. And he has 1100 gold left. He could have bought the elixirs, which would have been a good thing to do, because it wastes money. And it adds some more AP or health or both. I mean, with 1100 you can buy all of them, except for the Oracle's elixir, or well, you can buy 4 out of 5. And unfortunately, he doesn't get a kill here. Okay, he does get a kill here. Oh, nice one, nice one. Yeah, it's really amazing that this one character is keeping this whole team in the game. Oh, that's unfortunate. Obviously he doesn't have a lot of protection, he only has Banshee's Veil. And Brand is still going to do a whole lot of damage. I mean, Brand has 250 ability power. So it's not really comparable to the 850 of this guy, but still, it is quite a lot. But hopefully he will respawn soon and he will be able to not die for the rest of the game, because that is the problem at the moment. He's the only one that's really fat. And yeah, as you can see, 238 versus 119. It's actually half. And that is quite sad. I mean, I know that Veigar is a decent farmer. He's not as good as, let's say, Severe or someone like that, Heimerdinger. But still, he is pretty good, but you should be able to keep up with him if you're this guy. Come on, Cockmaw. Or if you're Irelia. Or if you're Yi. Is Yi even still playing? I don't think so. Oh, that is what's happening. He actually left the game. That's why it's taking so long. Okay, didn't notice that. Never mind. That probably was a long time ago. Well, I don't care. This is Z, by the way. You can read the whole chat. And it's... I don't know. Yeah, here it is. So it's quite a long time ago already. But yeah, when you're at 0-5, that doesn't mean that you're not contributing to the game, because actually 0-5 is a really useful position to be in, because then you can just die without any bad things happening to your team, or rather any good things happening to the enemy team, because they don't get a lot of gold to kill you. You can draw them out, and yeah, as long as you can trade your deaths for one kill on the enemy, that's okay. Are we going to kill this guy? Yes, we are. Oh, Yeah, he was already shopping probably. So, yeah, let's see where this is going, because by now, yeah, as it always is with 4v5s, it is yeah, kind of hard to win in the end. You really have to be well fed, and then your carry doesn't. If your carry then doesn't die in the process of the team fight, you will actually win. But otherwise, you will just trade some kills and not be able to push. But once we get to the really late game, I'm pretty sure they can actually easily win, because once they ace this team, yeah, all the towers will go down easily, and this might be it. Yeah, so by now, 4k golds, yeah, with no use for it, and it would be so awesome if you could upgrade more or have more expensive items. Something like that. Some item where you could invest more than just the current amounts. Because as you can clearly see, they cannot really push yet, because they only have one fat champion. And yeah, until that changes, so until one of the other members of this team is actually getting some kills and some minions, they're not going to be able to push. Well, unless the enemy team is going to do what they were just doing, and that is getting killed one by one. Sona hasn't died in a while. I don't think she ever lost the initial oracles. Oh, I cannot see. 4 and 3. I don't know. So he's godlike once again, meaning 8 kills in a row. No, 7 kills in a row. 8 kills is legendary. Yeah, and at this moment, with only 3 of the enemies available, they should be able to push in and get all of the towers here, or both of the towers, I should say. No, no, no! What are you doing, Kog'Maw? Yeah, whatever. Oh, Malphite just getting drawing them in, and Veigar just killing every one of them. Doesn't matter. 29 kills, yeah. Again getting a kill with the ignite, running out of there as soon as he does his thing. So after he releases all of his skills, it is basically run away. And that's exactly how you should be playing these weak characters. So HP weak, that is. I mean, obviously his attack is really strong. Finally someone else is getting a kill there. And yeah, they keep respawning. That is really annoying, obviously, but there's only 2 of them, and there's 4 of them, probably 5 because Yi just reconnected. But Yi is level 13, so he cannot really do a whole lot. He should probably try to get some assists and some minions. Probably be useful for him to go jungling for the last few minutes. But now, yeah, with a turret available to attack, he is unstoppable. It is really easy with Yi to destroy every kind of turret you can find while building. And yeah, he is going to escape this, so that's okay. But yeah, one more attack on this this Nexus by either this guy or this guy, so Gokma or Yi, and this is done. And Yi is indeed finishing it off. So, nice game, a little bit of an ownage game, but it's the only Veigar game I had, so you'll have to do with it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. GG.